This is a TLDR tier list for next week's mutation. Unlike previous tier lists, this one is solely based on theory crafting because it's very dependent on luck or your ally. Your experience may vary from mine. As such, the tiers are pretty general, but I'm still gonna make this list so you guys can get a general idea of where I think each commander stands in next week's mutation. Karax is pretty mutator resistant. He's not really bad against anything. Although for this one, you probably want to build at home and go out with mirages because environmental mutators can ruin all your defenses on the map. So still pretty good. I put him in A. Next one, Han Horner is not very mutator resistant. Well, yeah, you probably just want to strike fighter the enemies and help out with wraiths something whenever you can. Zagara is okay. So you can use bio launchers from home. That's pretty good. If you're just using P1 and massing Scourge or something, you might get stuck behind when you're fighting environmental mutators or you're trying to navigate through blizzards and stuff. It's not that great. Tychus is very mutator resistant. There isn't really anything except like double edge. And double edge doesn't even ruin him, so he can still play with double edge. You just need to be a little more careful. And against everything else, he's very good against. So yeah, and he's not really scared of environmental mutators because you're just controlling like 1 or 2 units on the map. Abathur is very mutator resistant. You do need some skill to get your swarm hosts and stuff, or if you're afraid of transmutation, just mass ravagers, and that's fine. If you're afraid of Black Death, then don't get brutalists. But you can, and just hide them when Black Death is around. Zeratol, mass cannon's good. He's just super strong here. And Swan, similar to Karax, you probably want to stay home again, and then you just move wraiths out to snipe the shuttles. Alarak is not very mutator resistant, but he's only really bad against like Black Death here of the ones, and I guess the economy ones also hurt him. The economic mutators hurt him, but the rest are not so bad. So he's here. Raynor is not very good against a lot of the mutators, so he's kind of stuck at the bottom. So like we move in scene, you gotta spend a lot of money. Black Death, you have to split. Diffusion kind of sucks. Nothing's really on his side. Phoenix, he's good. He's pretty mutator resistant, except that if you're using P2, you gotta like run from home, so kind of sucks. And he is not very good against air in general. So yeah, you can use Dragoon Suit to take out the shuttles. Everything else though, it's not great, not terrible. I think he's all right. Artanis is not very mutator resistant, so you hopefully, if you're massing Dragoons, you might have to go back when environmental mutators come. If you're using Tempest, that's fine, but they're kind of slow if there's a Blizzard. Although if Blizzard is in the middle, like you have time to run away. Kerrigan is very mutator resistant. She's not great against air, but if you're using P3, she is. She's a lot better. And I think with Omegas, you can always just pop it in and out wherever you want. Stukov is not very mutator resistant. It depends. If you're using Lord of the Horde, he's not very good against like Avenger, Barrier, and Transmutation. And of course, Propagators for some people. And a lot of environmental mutators. However, he also ignores a lot of other stuff that's inconsequential. So it's kind of like in the middle. I would say that because there's a chance of getting ruined completely, it's just he's not completely safe. Nova is pretty good because you can just airstrike a lot of the waves. So yeah, and then you use Liberators against the shuttles. Stedman is pretty much good against everything here except props. And against props, since it's Void Launch, you just don't spread your Stedalites super far, and you just stay closer to the front to take out the props, and don't put Stedalites where props might eat, like where they might walk by. So yeah. Manx is very good because he's not really afraid of anything. ESOs destroy everything. ESOs don't destroy the shuttles, but you can use Sky Furies, or you can just drop a few units and arm them with weapons, and then even with environmental mutators, you can just blow up the shuttles while the rest of your ESOs are at home. And if there's double edge, you don't use your ESOs, and then you rely more on bunkers. Dehaka, creeper host from home, destroy everything pretty much. Not afraid of anything. And Vorazun is okay. So Vorazun, you need to make Corsairs, and if you make a lot of Corsairs, then you have less anti-ground. So it's kind of a trade-off. It's the usual issues that Vorazun has. But decent. Time Stop is very good. Black Death is going to ruin you, though. Very badly. Environmental Mutators also suck because her army is going to be kind of big. But anyways, that's it. Good luck.